Anupama VC, host of today's session. A warm welcome to all AIPGT 2026 aspirants joining us for today's session organized by Pramati Ayurveda. Today's topic, Essentials of Shareera Sthana for AIPGT, is an insightful academic session that will help aspirants to strengthen their understanding on Ayurveda Samhita and Siddhanta in preparation of AIPGT. We are honored to have with us Dr. Darshini R, a distinguished resource person for today's session. Ma'am is currently serving as an assistant professor in Department of Ayurveda Samhita and Siddhanta at Adichunchanagiri Ayurvedic Medical College and Hospital Research Center, Bengaluru. Ma'am completed her BAMS from STM College of Ayurveda, Udupi, and MD from Government Ayurveda Medical College, Mysuru. Ma'am is also pursuing PhD from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. Ma'am has secured multiple university ranks, first rank in Swasthruta and fourth rank in Samhita Siddhanta during UG studies, and top ranks in MD as well. Ma'am has authored and published research articles in reputed journals and presented numerous papers and posters at national seminars and conferences. Her dedication to academic excellence and passion for Ayurveda education make her an inspiring figure for upcoming scholars. So, without further ado, let's warmly welcome Dr. Darshini R to share her valuable insights. Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, thank you for the warm welcome. Just give me 2 minutes so that I'll make a preparation and I'll start the session. Okay. I think there is
Okay, ma'am.
some technical.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Perfect, ma'am. Yes.
Yes.
It's full screen now, ma'am.
Yes, I forgot to add one point here. So the thing is, here mainly the subjects which you will have a commonality between the Sushruta Samhita Shareera Sthana, and coming to the subjects as such is, firstly it is Rachana Shareera, second comes the Shalya Tatra, and third is the Prasuti Tantra. So whatever that is again, whatever you has read in first and third year basically. So that is again, if you have already touched the subjects, then it is easy to revise this part. And if you have already know something about Shareera Sthana, then it will be easy to pursue the following three subjects. That's the basic ideology. And as there is a commonality, the expectation of Shareera Sthana is quite high. And once I observe the question papers, so with respect to Shareera, as such to Sushruta Samhita, there will be, and with respect to subject specialization, there is from 12 to 15 questions. So basically from Shareera, we can expect up to 6 to 7. That is the expected rate from as such and from the entire Sushruta Samhita. That make a note that it will be helpful to know the importance, how much importance or weightage should be given to the Shareera Sthana. And as such, I have said in the prior to the session that Sushruta Samhita is known and it is very peculiar with its, and it's very unique with the description of Shareera Sthana. So coming to that, basically I want to give a basic introduction and what is the highlight points, and again what are the probable MCQs which you may get with respect to the introduction to Shruta Samhita. Again, you know what's the time period, that's again the 1st century AD. Not much, there is no much with difference between the Charaka Samhita and the Sushruta Samhita. Coming to the Pratisamskarta, again it is Sushruta, who belongs to the 2nd century, as well as Nagarjuna. You have got he belongs to the 4th century. So if you observe keenly, we have got the 2 Pratisamskartas to the Sushruta Samhita. It's not with the case with the Charaka Samhita. If you go parallelly, if you make a comparison note, then it will be very easy for you people to progress further, what I feel. Then coming to here, in Charaka Samhita, you will see the word that is Sampurakarta. But here the word is Patashuddhikarta. So again, the work remains the same, but still Chandrika is the Patashuddhikarta of Sushruta Samhita, who belongs to the 10th century. And knowing to basic commentaries, at least if you don't know all the commentary names, at least few commentaries we expect you to know. For example, the basic Nibandha Sangraha and Jajjata, who belongs to the 9th century. I hope that will be the question for you people. What's the commentary on Jajjata? And Gayadasa. Gayadasa's unique contribution is his commentary, that is Nyaya Chandrika on the Nidhanasthana. It's a very unique contribution to the Sushruta Samhita, who belongs to the 10th century. And Jajjara is the one author who has given the commentary on all the three Brihatrayas again. So Dalhana is Sushruta Samhita's commentary, that is Nibandha Sangraha, is well flourished because of this commentator who belongs to the 12th century. And coming to the recent, because the recent trends matters a lot. With coming to the recent trends, what are the commentary that will be the one probable question we may get? That is Gadanath Singh, who has written, sir, who has written on the Siddhanta Nidana, and the commentary names are Siddhanta Nidana and Pratyaksha Shariram. Again, it's a very recent commentary which belongs to 20th century. So this is the basic outline which we may get. And of course, you know the Adideva of the Sushruta Samhita. I need not to highlight that point. So coming to the framework as such, so why we require the framework is, again, these are all comes under the heading of the numerology. It's not a one-day job. You require a consistent repetition. A daily repetition is must for any numerology in the Sushruta Samhita. So coming to the first, you have only 5 sthanas. Because what happens as the Uttara Tantra is counted, you cannot consider it as a sthana. Uttara sthana comes in Ashtanga Hridaya and Ashtanga Sangraha, but not in the Sushruta Samhita. That point you should have in a mind, background mind. And if you look into the numbers as such, it is quite different from whatever you have read in Ashtanga and Charaka Samhita. So coming to the Sutra Sthana, it's usually 30, but here it is 46. So coming to Nidana Sthana, it is 16. So if you want to remember exactly, okay, you can remember like this. Okay, in Charaka it was 30 sthanas, but here it is 46 added to 16. Again, in Sharir also it is 16. That is how you make the abbreviation. That is how you give work to your memory. Sorry, Nidana Sthana. Coming to the Sharira Sthana, it is basically 10 sthanas. And Chikitsa Sthana is very lesser than the Sutra Sthana. If you observe, usually Chikitsa exceed. So for example, anything to, sorry for the interruption. Yes. Nidana Sthana, it consists of 16 chapters. Sharira Sthana consists of 10 chapters. And Chikitsa Sthana consists of 40 chapters. And Kalpasthana is totally 8, which is very simple again. But in Charaka Samhita, it is totally 12. So you should have that comparative memory. Coming to Uttara Tantra, it is totally 66. This in total makes it the 186 chapters in total. So you cannot claim it as a 120 also. So this question is again some controversial. So usually you won't get the question as such total number. But still, as Uttarasthana Tantra is included, you will get it as a 186. But you should have a keen note on the number of chapters in each sthana, especially Sharira Sthana and Nidana Sthana. So coming to the, I just want to give some abbreviations if you have not still yet made. Coming to the Sutasthana first chapter, that is from Vedotpatti Adhyayam. So that is here comes with the 6 Shishyas. You should know the names as you have learnt in the Charaka Samhita also. So how we are going to remember, that is 2 out. That is Au means Aurabra and Aupadenava. Then comes the rest 4. That is, you can give the abbreviation as such. That is Gokara, Pushkala, Vitarana. Okay, Gokara. From the Gokara, we received the Pushkala Vitarana has happened. So what is Go? I hope you should know. By using the one word, you should be able to say the Sishya's name. That is how your mind should work, especially during the few days of revision prior to the exams. So Karavirya, then Pushkaravirya, that and Vaitarana. So these are the few names which you should have able to remember, especially during the revision. These such points will be helpful. Then coming to the as such Sharira Sthana, the first chapter we deal is with Sarvabhuta Chinta Shariram. So you'll be not very familiar with the chapters names in Sushruta Samhita. That's the problem. You will be knowing the concept as such, but knowing the chapters names is equally important in Sushruta Samhita, because what happens sometimes, no, they'll just pick the chapter's name and they'll ask it is from which Samhita. That is the basic question we can expect for AIPGT. So first coming to the Sarvabhuta Chinta Shariram. So what is the first main important points in Sarvabhuta Chinta Sharira is Sushti Utpatti. Yes, as the word itself is saying, the Sarvabhuta Chinta, how the whole word has been accomplished, or how the whole word has been created, how the universe has been created. So Sushti Utpatti alignment with Sankhya Darshana of 25 Tattvas. So this may be one question. Which Samhita usually follows the Sushti Utpatti Krama? So the answer will be Sushruta Samhita. Sankhya Darshana, majority of the concepts of Sankhya Darshana are followed in Sushruta Samhita. The number itself is saying that is total 25 in number. And adding on to this, the very important point from first chapter is, what are the Shatkarana? This is the usual question asked. But what the mistake usually students do is, whenever the word Shatkarana is asked, you people will usually go for Samanyam cha Vishesham cha Gunandruvyani Karma cha. which is from Charaka Samhita. But here they are the question is Shadkarana of Sushti Utpatti according to Acharya Sushruta is, I hope you people know that is Swabhavam, Ishwaram Kalam, Yatricham Niyatam Tata, Parinamam. So these are the six. And in that also Yadricha. Yadricha is the one of the Karana for Sushti Utpatti is given by which author? Or they may ask like this, which among is not the Shat Karana? So they may add something else. Again, Parinama is there, Kala. Kala refers to Parinama there. So they may give some other words, which may be from Charaka Samhita, like Avyakta, some sort of words. So you should be very familiar with the Karana, that is Swabhavam, Ishwaram. Ishwaram is one of the causative factor for Sushti Utpatti according to Sushruta Samhita. Ishwaram, Swabhavam, Ishwaram Kalam, Yadricham Niyatam Tata. Okay, Yadricham means again by accident or by chance. So Yadricham Niyatam Tata Parinamam. So these are the few terminologies or technical things which you should be able to must and know technical things which from first chapter. And Trivida Vikara. At this is students will be very familiar with the Trivida Vikara, that is Satvika, Tamasika, and Rajasika, and that is one word that is you have got Vaikarika is synonym to what? So that is the work which will be given to you. You should find out. And finally, to introduce Tanmatra. Tanmatra is nothing but again an atomic level understanding. That is the orientation of Sushruta Samhita. So what this Vaisheshika people said, they said it as a Paramanu. Rather, Acharya Sushruta used the term Tanmatra. That is Tatmatra. That is the structural and functional unit of a creation of the universe. That is nothing but the word Tanmatra. That is according to the Acharya Sushruta. Then how to remember the Prakriti and Purusha? See what happens, the student make the mistakes is Prakriti and Purusha is the contribution of Acharya Charaka. No, it's wrong. There the word used is Avyakta. There nowhere the mere explanation of Prakriti and Purusha you can see. But whereas in Sushruta Samhita, you will get a detailed description of who is Prakriti, who is Purusha. Say it's very simple. You just, for Prakriti, you just remember the female gender. And for Purusha, you just remember the male gender. This is only for memory I'm saying. Okay. For example, Prakriti is what? She is Bija Dharmini. Okay. She is Prasava Dharmini. This is how you remember. And who is Trigunatmika? That is, Purusha is Nirvikara, again he is Nirguni. So Prakriti is Trigunatmika. So this is how we are going to memorize the things. And one more unique term is here Purusha. Mainly the Purusha word is used by Acharya Sushruta for the reference of Karma Purusha. Okay, this is not the same Prakriti Purusha what I am dealing with. This is the output of the 25 tattvas, that is Purusha. What that Purusha is called as Karma Purusha. What is Karma Purusha? One on whom you are going to do the Chikitsa. So this will be also the question with respect to Padartha Vijnanam also. So Sarva function, that is means it is Mahabhuta specific. This is again the unique contribution of Sushruta Samhita. For example, Sarva Chidra Samoha. Chidra means what? Basically holes or a vacuum which you create. This is the contribution of Akasha Mahabhuta. The karma of Akasha Mahabhuta is Sarva Chitra Samoha. For Vayu it is Sarva Cheshta Samoha. Wherever the Cheshta, wherever the Utsaha, wherever the Uchvasa, wherever the Nishwasa, there comes the contribution of Vayu. Coming to the Apa, that is Apa of you people know, it's one among the Mahabhuta again. Sarva Drava Samoha, that is, it will bring, it will create, it is responsible for the production of the hydration, hydration part of the life. Then coming to the Prithvi, that is Sarva Murta Samoha. If you want any shape, if you want any size, then there is a role, there is a mere role of Prithvi Mahabhuta. The interesting thing is in this context, why have I not added Agnis? Again, Agni is quite easy to remember. That you didn't require much explanation there. But whereas, which is the expected point for AIAPGET is Sarvachidra Samoha and Sarvacheshta Samoha. Okay. Sometimes what happens for Chidra, people will take it as Vayu Mahabhuta. So that's the mistake people should avoid. So coming to the one more thing here, the Utpatti. That is again, what is the output of this Sushti Utpatti means the production of Indriyas again. So among that, anyways, there is no much confusion for you with respect to Jnanendriya, I hope so, because Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, you will anyway stick, there is no issue also. But the problem is with Hasta, okay, and their Adidaivas. And Adidaivas for the rest other tattvas, the rest 20 tattvas, you can still remember. For example, Brahma, such words, it is he is the Adipati. So I can easily remember with respect to the tattvas. But here there are few things which is quite tricky. Okay. For example, Hasta. Hasta is Dvau Hasta. So what is the karma of Hasta? Adana. Adana means to take, to receive. Okay. Few times what happens if you don't know the meaning, you will go to the wrong option. Okay. So that's why you should be very particular about the meaning. That Adana word, if you come means Rutucharya, I've observed. Adana, Visarga also. So Adana is taking back, receiving. Okay. So that's why Asta is Adana And Aditya is Indra basically. Okay, you can remember something, the picture of Indra where he holds a big sword, how we have been remembered Indra since our childhood. So this is the correlation. Coming to the Pada, hope you people know that is Viharana. Viharana or Viharana. So that means a motion or any movement with respect to. Pada is Vishnu. For this, you should remember, like I hope you people have seen the where Rishimani will come, he's with the god Lakshmi Devi. Thereby, he just presses the eye of the pada of that particular rishi. Thereby, he gets little bit water satisfied, and thereby he goes off, isn't it? That story is very familiar to us, so that's why you can remove the Vishnu there. Coming to the Payu, Payu is basically the anal region. So sorry, it's basically the sexual genital region. So with where we have a sexual gratification. So that's why the word Ananda. So there the Aditya, I was getting wrong. Okay, fine. Yes. Upastha. Upastha is basically the karma of the Upastha is Visarga. Visarga means to eliminate out. Okay, so Adana Kala, Visarga Kala. Hasta, you'll receive. Upastha, you'll just let it out. So the word is there. The Adidaiva for that is Prajapati. So if you want much reference for this, you can just go back to the Sushruta Shareera first chapter, and you can just make a note of all the Aditaivas who are coming under this. But here, what I have, whatever the attempt I have made is to just highlight what is very important and which is easily forgettable. There, the mistake, whatever has happened for Payu, it is Mitra. Okay, Ananda. From Ananda, from whom you'll get? Usually, being with a friend, yeah, you'll get Ananda. So that's why that's how we are going to correlated. Okay, but see, I'm not trying to say the mythological part, but here the thing is the race is between you and your memory in the ABGT. Okay, that's how best you can remember. After the posting, also you have got a time to study in detail the logical reasoning, the critical analysis, everything. But here the basic step, what should be done is you should know how to memorize the things. That's the very important part in APGT. It's totally the race between you and only memory. And coming to the here, one more important point is Panchamahabhuta and Manasika Guna. So here we have got 5 Panchamahabhutas, but in the slide I have highlighted only 3 because by seeing the 3, you should be able to memorize the rest thing. Okay, for example, Sattva Bahulam Akasham. That is easily you can memorize. Rajo Bahulam Vayu. Rajas means Chalaguna. That is Vayu is also having Chalaguna. Tamas is it is basically the Prithvi is predominant with the Tamo Guna. That is again, you can refer it to the gravity. So now coming, the remaining things here is, one is Agni Mahabhuta and one more is Jala Mahabhuta. So coming to Sattva Rajo Bahulam Vayuhu, then coming to Sattva Tamo Bahulam Apaha. Okay, that is how we are going to make a combination. But there is no combination of Rajas and Tamas. That is what the negative memory is. Okay, only Sattva and Rajas and Sattva and Tamas. Sattva is the common factor, but there is no combination of Raja and Tamas. This is how your memory should go. So the correlation between Manasika and Panchamahabhuta. This is again a Kriya question. This is again a PV question. This is again a finally a Sushruta Shareera question. Okay, so that's why whenever you are revising, there is nothing much to go in deep. But if you're good at the subjects, it's easy to carry out the Sushruta Shareera. So next coming to the thing is second chapter. As I have made a question mark, you should know, you should have a keen bahat. This is all things which you should have a daily memory. That means daily revision is must for such topics. Okay. So coming to here, once the Utpatti has happened, so Utpatti, the basic cause is again Shukra and Shonita. That's why the second chapter name is Shukra Shonita Shuddhi Shariram. So Shuddhi means the Shuddha Shukra and Shuddha Arthava, they can only produce a quality garbha or a Shreyasi Praja. Okay, so that's why here again this requires some picturization memory. Okay, you need to look into few pictures, or if whatever the surroundings you are having, you should just look and you should try to memorize, which is one among the Ashtasmriti again according to Charaka Samhita. So if you look first in the first few pictures, I have tried to highlight the guna of Shukra. I think you people have batted the Shuddha Shukra Lakshana Spatikabam Dravam Signam. So based on that I have. So what you should know is Spatikabam Dravam Snigdam, and it is having Sarpi. Okay, Sarpi and Taila. Again, what is referring to consistency, which is respect to color, or what they are speaking, that is again a further analysis. But you should know this qualities. Then coming to Artava, Artava Shuddha Lakshana is Shashasrik. So I hope you know what is Shashasrik. That is again a rabbit blood Vidya. Maybe with respect to color or consistency, that's again a debatable point. So Laksha Rasopama, that is Laksha Rasopava, the Shuddha Artava Lakshana will be. So again, the very important factor in this chapter is with respect to Prasuti Tantra evam Stri Rogam. That is, you should know the Dushti Lakshana, at least the names. Okay. Again, for example, Vata, Pitta, Shleshma, Kunapa, Granthi, Putipuya, Kshina, Mutra Purisha Retasaha. So these are the Ashta Artava doshas which you are going to erase it out in the second chapter. So what is the question here is Putipuya. Okay, what is the lakshan of Putipuya? What is the clinical presentation you'll have on a Putipuya? So that things you should be very, we should be very particular, and as well as what is the dosha significance in each type of dosha. See, no one will ask you what is the significance of Vata, Pitta, Shleshma, Kunapa, Granthi, Putipuya, Kshina, Mutra, Purisha, Retasaha. But I hope you people are clear with what is the Artava dosha. That is, each drishti you should be very particular about the dosha importance in each drishti. For example, as I took Kshina, you'll be having the notion that it is only Vata important, but Vata and Pitta will come in the again the Shoshaguna or the Ushnaguna may be more adding in order to get the Kshina of the Artava. So next coming to the Garbha Varna. So Varna is very much equally important with respect to Charaka as well as here. So here, what's the question is Gauravarna. See, I have made it to three columns. If you better memorize in the same way, it will be very easier. So coming to the first Varna is Gauravarna. So what is Gauravarna basically? It's something we can directly correlate to fair. Okay, so let's keep the tea as a constant. What is the tea here? Again, the tea is nothing but whatever the morning tea we have. No, we'll just let's keep the tea here. The tea again refers to Tejo Mahabhuta. There is no doubt. But still, for our abbreviation, for a long memory, these things should go. So that's why T, that is Tejo Mahabhuta. If we add more water, what will happen? The color of the tea will get a pale, isn't it? Similarly here, if you add more Jala Mahabhuta, you'll get Gauraguna. Tea plus Jala, that is tea plus Jala Mahabhuta, Gauravarna. Whereas coming to Charaka's comparison, it is along with Akasha Mahabhuta. Okay, we don't know, with the Akasha Mahabhuta is don't have any specific color, isn't it? So that's why adding on, Charaka has added the Akasha Mahabhuta. This is purely memory. This is nothing again a logical reason. I'm trying to saying it repeatedly, but make sure that it is plainly for memory. Okay. So coming to Krishnavarna, what is Krishnavarna again? Again, the Krishnavarna refers to some bluish black stain, what we call, isn't it? So the hair of the tea is common. If you want to make the tea decoction darker or brighter, what you'll do, you'll add more tea powder, isn't it? So that's why Prithvi Mahabhuta, or otherwise you'll boil it more. So that's why Teja plus Prithvi Mahabhuta adds to the Krishnavarna. Coming to the orientation of Charaka, there is one point is added, that is Vayu Mahabhuta. Coming to the Gaurashyama Varna, here the T is removed. The thing is only two Mahabhutas in every Varna according to Sushruta. Here the T is removed, rather the Jala plus Akasha. Okay, Gaura you already left in the Jala Varna. But now the question is, what is the Shyama? This is again a new word you are getting introduced to. So Shyama, Sha, Akasha, Sha, last Sha. So that's why it is Akasha Mahabhuta. Coming to Krishna Shyama, the Shyama is remains constant, Akasha. Krishna is again, you have read in the above second row, that is it's a basically predominant with Prithvi Mahabhuta. So that's why Prithvi plus Akasha. So if you make such attempts, no, it will go for long memory. Otherwise, you need a regular revision for such what you call this, such as evaporating topics. So that's why this abbreviations or this type of understanding is very much important. Next, coming to the topic, that is Garbhavakranti. See here, basically what is the very important concept here coming to the Garbha Vyakarana or Garbha, sorry, here the Garbha Vyakarana, it's not the Garbha Vakranti. So coming to the Garbha Vyakarana chapter, it is nothing but Dwadasha Prana. Dwadasha Prana is the unique contribution of Sushruta Shareera. So where there is Dwadasha Prana, that is Adhishtana. So how we are going to remove remind the Adhishtana, that is Triguna. Triguna means Sattva, Raja and Tama. Tridosha means not the Vata Pitta Kapha here, rather the Agni, Soma and Vayu understanding. Then comes the Pancha Indriyas, and then last is the Bhutatma. Okay, this combinedly forms a Dwadasha Prana. Then very important is here with respect to the Utpatti of the this Kala concept, as well as the few basic understanding of Twak and everything you will get here. Yes. Coming to the as such, in the fourth chapter of that is Sushruta Samhita, coming to the Garbha Vyakarana, the Dvadasha Pranas associated with is a kala. Okay, the concept of where you'll get a kala. That is kala is correlated to the kashta saravat. Okay, what is kashta again? The whatever the in a sara. The wood, the whatever the rosewood or the wood we call, that is called as a saravat. So that is compared to the kala, that is Dhatwantara Maryada, that is Dhatu Ashayantara Maryada can also be correlated to the kalas. So kalas basically the very important here is coming to the Mamsadara, that's the first kala. We don't have much things to remember there, but coming to the Raktadara, Medodara, and then comes the Shleshmadara. And between Kapha and Pitta, there is one kala, that is Purishadara kala as such in the order. Then at last comes the Shukradara kala. So coming to the Raktadara kala, basically what is that is it's a Mamsa Abhyantara and Sira and Yakrat. Mainly where it is located again, Raktam and Sira again, that's a correlation. So Sira and Yakrat, and Medo, that is mainly in the Udaram, whatever the peritoneum we call, that is Udaram, Anuvasti and Mahatasti. Okay, marrow, such understanding is correlated to kalas. Then coming to the Shleshmadara kala, it is Sarvasandhi. Okay, this is the usual question. Shleshmadara kala, that's Sarvasandhi. And Purisha Darakala, that's a unique contribution again, that is a Koshta. That word you should remember, even the Yakrit word also. Then Pitta Darakala, mainly in the Pakwashaya. So 4 types of Ahara. What is the karma of Pitta Darakala? To Aharana, it will draw back all the with Ahara, whatever you have taken to the Pakwashaya, thereby it will do the Pachana Karma. So that's the basic understanding of Pitta Darakala. Then coming to the Shukra Darakala, it is Sarva Sharira Vyapi, which is the one color which is Sarva Sharira Vyapi, Shukra. Sarva Sandhi is Shleshmadara kala. So here you can try to correlate that is Mamsadara, that is Raktadara kala, or the between the Mamsadara kala understanding. That is how the Disambrinala is spreaded in the deep rooted. Similarly, the kalas, the siras in the Raktadara kala and the Mamsadara kala are spreaded. That's the Upama understanding which you need to remember. So then coming to the very important concept in the 4th chapter, which I have left is the basic understanding of Hridaya. Okay, what is Hridaya here? According to that is Pundarikena Sadrisham, and the very important concept with respect to Nidra, Hridaya is Nidra. See, if you are maintaining a good sleep, then only your cardiovascular will be having a high quality work. So that's why the concepts of Nidra. What is the concept of Nidra? Ian, the Vaishnavi word, the Vaishnavim Papmam. So that word Anupadishanti. Third word has been used by the Sushruta Samhita in the context of Nidra. And Sanya Vahani Srotansi in the context of Nidra. Yes, it is usually used in the concept of Murcha in the Mada Murcha Sanyasa by Charaka Samhita. But here in the context of Nidra, they have very well used. And what is Hridayam? Hridayam is basically a Chetana Sthana, Chetana Sthana Muktam. So that's why Chetana Sthana is nothing but a Hridaya, you should remember. So then coming to the basic understanding of this concept. Okay, what is this Murcha, Brahma, Tandra, Nidra in Ayurveda? Okay, how we are going to remember this? Murcha. Murcha is what basically, which dosha pradhanata is the usual question here asked. So Murcha is what? If you are doing a PT, that is again, if you know that physical training whenever was in Saturday, if you do a Murcha, if you do a PT, you will get the Murcha. That is how your memory should go. Coming to the Brahma, PVR. You went to a memory and you got the Brahma. Okay, so that's how the context of Brahma. That is PVR means Pitta, Vata and Rajas. Okay, PT means Pitta and Tama. Okay. Tandra is where? Tandra is KTV. You are looking into a KTV channel. It's again a Tamil channel, I think. So KTV, where you are looking, that is Kapha, Tamas, and V refers to the, here there is a contribution of a Tandra, that is Vata again. Nitra, that is K and T. Okay, only you drank a KT and you got a Nitra. T used to reduce the Nitra, but you got the Nitra by drinking the KT. Okay, that is K is again Kapha, T is again Tama. Okay, so all this, what is this? Permutation goes with respect to Triguna of Manas and Tridosha of Shareera. Okay, so that's why you should need to remember. And the one more very unique concept here is the definition of each one. So what is Nidra? What is Tandra? Okay, see there is a beautiful description for few concepts like Jrumba and Klama, everything. So Klama is so Anayasaha. You have not done any work, but still you are feeling ayasa. That is called as Klama. Okay, this definition fits to what? That might be the question here. Again, these are all nice to know question. And then one more is the Vardhana of in which body parts will grow. Okay, the body, which are the body parts usually which won't stop is again your nails and hair. Okay, which won't grow is again your Drishti and Romakopa. Okay, these remembers, that is Na Vardante Kadachana. Then coming to one more contribution in this chapter is the Trivida Prakritis. Okay, so Prakriti is Vataja, Pittaja, Kapaja. Why? How Sushruta is different is give orientation of animals. The illustration of animals is very significant in the Vata, Pitta, and the Kapha. And one more is Durbhaga Stano. That word is used for both Vata as well as a Pitta. Okay, Durbhaga means they're not a well formed or not a well matured. Such organs will be found usually in a Vata Prakriti person as well as a Pitta Prakriti person. So this is the, and one more is the Panchabautika description of a Prakriti. Who has given the classification of Prakriti and Pancha Mahabhuta means the answer will be this one. Okay. So next coming to the yes, next coming to the fifth chapter as such, that is Shareera Sankhya. Again, this is merely a daily revision basic topic. It's a must, you don't have any other option to read this chapter because the Sankhya, basically any numbers, you should have a regular touch with all the whatever the first few notes which you'll make based on the numbers, like how many doshas are there or how many astis are there, how many sandhis are there, whatever you make, you should make a detailed note, and it meant for daily revision. There is no other shortcut for this. But here the one interesting topic is what is the role of Panchamahabhuta is in Shareera Sankhya, how this Shareera is going to be well formed using this. So basically you should know the Panchamahabhuta action here again. So Akasha Vivardhante. Don't get confused that Vayu will do the Vivardhana. Vayu will do the Vibhajana. It is helpful for the cell division, not the increasement. Okay, Vayu does Vibhajana. So this may be the tricky question again. Teja Mahabhuta, obviously, it's easy to remember, that is Pachayati. Apaha Kledayati. Prithvi Samhanti. That is, Prithvi will able to grow again. Okay. Then coming to the, for example, few things I want to know, that is Raju. Raju is basically the snayus, and the types are here Pratanavati. So Pratanavati is one type of snayu. Here the question will be like the coast and the spitting. The Pratanavat snayu is present in which region? This will be the usual question they ask. And the circular, Vrittastus, the circular type of snayu is found, is correlated to what? Kandara. Okay. Then just give it the word and you need to tick what is the correct answer. Okay. Then coming to Prutula. Okay. Prutula is again somewhat thinner and a cylindrical shaped. Okay. So thinner. So where it is found, we don't want much coarse and tell where we don't want. There the Prutula is usually found. That is Parshva, Prishta, Ura and Shiras. Sushira, that is halo. Halo snayus that usually found in a halo structures. Which are the halo structures again? Pakvashaya, Amashaya, isn't it? So these are the few regions. So this is how we are going to remember. Okay, this is how we are going to memorize the topics. Then coming to the types of asti. This is how I remembered in my UG. So that's what I'm trying to present here. So Tarun, the Tarun went to Valaya where he gets the Rujaka, Kapala and Lalaka. So there's some abbreviations if you make it so that you'll be very familiar with the words, terms. So Taruna is what? Tender. Tender means where the Tarunasti will be present. For example, in the Karna, isn't it? The smaller joint, the smaller bones. Then coming to the Valaya, that is circular and the ovular, where so Valaya is basically circular and the ovular, that's like a rib structures. Okay. Then he gets Richaka. Richaka is basically what? That is Richi, where is again in the Shira part. Then coming to the Kapala, that is thinner and the suture, isn't it? Whatever the Vermian you call, Vermian type of bones or joints, whatever you call, it will come under the section. Nalaka. Nalaka, this section you won't get. Richaka, it is mainly Dantamula, Dantas, this, that's a caution. Okay. Again, Ashtasandhi. Similarly, you should remember the Ashtasandhi in the same pattern. See, the attempt I have made in the first line is how to abbreviate yourself. See, the abbreviation may differ from one person to another person, but this is the abbreviation which I have made. But let's not complicate the abbreviations. Okay, that's the basic idea again. Then coming to the directly, I'll give a brief introduction to the Shashti, because for sixth chapter of Sushruta Shareera, what's the problem in sixth chapter is again there is also a concept of marma. Okay, so marma you require again a detailed description on daily revision is must for marma, because again there is a number, but rather there is some understanding of types of marma, that Vaikalyakara, Sadyoharana, what is that? A very important plays a very important role under the context. For example, Sadhyo Pranahara, you should remember the number. There is no shortcut for numbers. Sadhyo Pranahara Agni. See, whenever you expose to the Agni, there will be you soon die. So that's the basic concept. Agni Mahabhuta is predominant. Kalantara Pranahara means Saumya. Saumya Guna will not cause an instant death, whereas it will delay the things. Okay, that's why Saumya and Agneya, it will match. So that's why it is Kalantara in a delayed way. Vishalyagna. Visha, wherever the Shalya is there comes the concept of Vayu, Vata Mahabhuta. Then comes Vaikalyakara. It is something creating a physically challengedness or a deformity, that is called as Vaikalyakara, which is basically again a Somaguna. Okay, Rujakara. Again, Ruja means Vayu, there is no doubt, but associated with Agni to increase that depth of the pain. Okay, so this is the basic understanding. Along with the numbers, if you make such columns or tables, it will be very useful. So Pratyeka Marma Shariram, that is sixth chapter, whatever we have that it requires the whatever, if you have made a story on Marma, that will be very beneficial, like that. Then coming to the Sira also, in the context of Sira, yes, you should know where the Utpatti of the Sira takes place. The main Adhisthana is Nabistaha Praninam Pranaha. That's what the word is. Okay, so it is considered as a prana there. Then what one more upama, one more illustration which they are giving for the Sira Jalaharinibihi. How there is a Kedara Ivacha Kalyabir Upasnihyate Anugrihyate Cha Akunchana Prasarana Adibir Visheshaihi. What is that Siravyada means? Where Jalaharini. How there will be a many water resources in the landscape of the cultivation. Similarly, there are many sinas in our body. What is the basic function of the sira means? They'll do the upasneha. They'll basically do the nourishment to the body, and the whatever the types of sira, again, that's require a regular, it's a daily revision part. Siras, the division, the numbers, whatever you people know. Then coming to the sira vyada is very important with respect to the shalya tantra. So what is sira vyada is again a chikitsartha according to shalya tantra. So the praman of sira vyada in Mamsa Pradesha, because in Mamsa Pradesha it will be thicker, isn't it? So that's why Yavamatra. Whereas in Asti Pradesha it is Ardayava. Okay. So the amount of blood, whatever you have taken is one prastha. That is Trayodasha Ardaphala. So this question they'll ask usually. What is the quantity of one prastha? You know that quantity is around 600 to 650. But here in the terms of phala, it is Trayodasha Ardaphala. That word is very much important here. And what you should concentrate, is it necessary to remember all the Siddhavyada locations? No. You require some. What is the trending? What is the current OPD cases we are getting? So that is very much important. That such questions will be more entertained in the APGT. For example, Gridrasi, Apachi, Mutravriddhi, Dakodara. In Gridrasi, you will do in either Forangula Urtva or Ado to the Janusanti. Okay. So Parshvashula, Unmada, Chaturtaka Jara, these are the few expect. Then coming to according to which conditions we should do. So, for example, if the skin diseases are very deep, that is avagada, then you should go for Jalauka, Tumba, and Vishana. Again, Jalauka is for deep, Tumba is for deeper, and if it is deepest, you should go for a Vishana. That is how the things goes. But avagada is basically Jalauka. Next, Pindita. If the doshas are Pindita, then you should go for Prachana. Pindita, Shira Pindita, you should remember, where you will be do Prachana Karma. Then Twak. For Twak Roga, you can go for Shringa. Then Siranga, Sarva Sharira, you usually go for Sira Vyata. Then coming to Dhamani Vyakarana, you should mainly remember the Prabhava. Prabhava, that is the Moolasthana of Dhamani, where they origin. They are also from Nabi. Basically, there are 24. They are usually divided into 30, 30, and 4. They will form it as a 64. Again, respectively, Urdhva, Adha, and Tiryak. That is Tiryak means not transactional order. So basically 30 are categorized into how, that is Vataja, Pittaja, Kapaja, Rasaja and Raktaja, each 2. So a totally 10, and Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa. Sparsha is not there. Apart from Sparsha, all are there. So that's why the 8 Damanis. And then accessory, that is accessory means Bhashyavan, Nidravan. So that's why 12 total. Those will create total 12. So coming to the Adosiras, the function of Adosiras is basically to provide nutrition to all your Amasya, Pakwasya, everything. So that's why Adosiras. Then Tiryak, you have a question there. That is Abhyanga Parisheka is absorbed by which type of siras? Then the answer will be Tiryak Gata siras, not the Adogata siras. Okay. So one more definition, very much important here, is what is the definition of srotas? Okay, what do you mean by srotas according to sushruta Samhita? So this word, Mulat Khadantaram Dehe Prasridam tu Abhivahi. So something which is Khadi Adha Adi, that means it is getting spreaded to the entire body, which will carry the things required for the Deha, that is called as Rotas, and they are Damani and Sira Vivarchitam. They are not, the Damani and Sira are not included under the Siras in this context. So this definition of Srotas is very much important. Then this context, what is the function of Damani, or how Damani is important to us? Okay, Panchabi Bhutastvasta, Panchakritvaha, Panchendriya, Panchastu Bhavayati. So all these Pancha Indriyas, Panchabhuta, all are nourished by the Damani. So this context come under what? And few upamas you should remember under the context of Damani. That is again how the halo structures are there in the lotus stalk. Similarly, Damani is in the body. Okay, that's the upama we will get for this. And coming to Garbhini Vyakarana here, what is the Arishta Magara is very much important. That Garbhini Vyakarana, again, it's a total understanding of Kaumara Pratya as well as a Prasuti Tantra. There are the repetition of topics here again. So 8 into 4 will be the length of a what is your Arishta Magara, that is again a Sutikagara or Prasavagara. Prajayini Lakshana, you should remember, that is Shitila Puksha. Okay, some technical words are there. That is very much important. Shitila Pukshi is observed in whom? Okay, Sadyograhita Lakshana, Prajayini Lakshana, okay, So such options will be provided to you people. Then asana prasanti, pravahana. Pravahana, what is the importance of pravahana means vimukta garbha nadi, where there will be a dissociation from the nadi of the garbha as well as a nadi of the matru. So that's why you require pravahana. And satyojata karma, according to Sushruta Sankhya, is very much important in this context. That is Shita Jalasnana here is indicated, whereas the Charaka notion is different, and Madhusartipana and Sutika Kala is totally 45 days, that is hardly 1.5 months. So here, but one topic due to the technical glitch have lost that is here from Garbhava Kranti. So seventh work, how we are going to remember, when I was in UG, I tried to remember that is hello Shweta, where are you? That hello is Avabhasini, low is Lohita. Then comes Shweta. One more tha is Tamra. Okay, that's how. Okay, Vedini, Rohini. Then comes Mamsadara. So that's how we are going to remember the things. Is it clear? So then coming to the what is the mathematical understanding of that the thickness and the rogas related to it, you can make any abbreviation, whatever you want. So from fourth it changed. That means from hello Shweta, I think from Tamra it changes. So 1/4, from there 1/8, 1/12, 1/16. For ones are, for twos are 8, for fours are 16, like that. For threes are 12, for fours are 16. Okay, so that's why the first one is 1/16. Thereby after 1/4 you'll get 1/5, like that. So that's how I have made the abbreviation, so that you can require a vigorous revision for these topics. Okay, if you make such arrangements for yourself, then it will be easy to attempt any question from the Sushruta Shareera. Okay, yes. I'm done with the brief description. I've not went very deep. Rather, I have tried to be very brief with to highlight what is important to you, so that you should have regular introspection only with such topics. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Any questions? There is any scope for a discussion?
Yes, ma'am. Like, if there are any questions, we will wait for 2 minutes and we will conclude this. If any, is there any echo from my side? Echo is there?
No,
Okay.
sir, no.
Okay, okay, fine. So we'll wait for another 2 minutes. If any doubts are there, we'll take up the doubts. So basically, ma'am has tried to bring the summary part of the Shareera Sthana. Okay. So it's very actually difficult to focus in this way, because each chapter has its own focus, and every chapter is having so much of depth of learning. Okay, but ma'am has tried to bring the essence part of each chapter, and they have presented like whatever the things that student has to focus for the PG entrance exam. Okay, so apart from this, important things about the Garbha Vijnana and Garbhini Vijnana. So at the beginning of the session itself, ma'am has quoted like the scope of Shareera Sthana, Sushruta Shareera. Okay, one first from the perspective of the Rachana and Kriya, and second from the perspective of Prasuti Tantra. Okay, these two aspects, the questions would be framed from this Sushruta Shareera. So how the questions can be framed, so all those things, and what are the important things that you are supposed to focus. So all those guidelines has been shared by the ma'am. Okay, so yes, there is a question, ma'am. Question is, I'll just go to the question. Ma'am, Garbhavarna Gaura is pale. What Shama Krishna Varna, ma'am? Okay, so the
Yes.
question basically here is.
Garbha Varna, Gaura is pale. See, I'm not saying that it's a pale. It's like again, it's a what you can call a bright and a lustered face. Okay, Gauravarna. Gauravarna basically is whatever the Shali Varna you can observe. No, that is called as Gauravarna basically. That's why you own a Gaura Shali also. Okay, so whatever the Shali, the dehusked Shali will be having, that is called as Gauravarna. Okay, for if you want to go logically, we have many things to discuss. But as such for AIPGT, if you look into that aspect, Gauravarna, so Teja Mahabhuta again. Pitta is very much required for Prabha, Chaya, isn't it? So that's why Pitta, Tejo Mahabhuta. So then comes what to have to make it Gauravarna, you require some Jala Mahabhuta, isn't it? So that's why the word has been added there. Okay, so Gauravarna is not pale. Pale is again a pathology, it's not a physiology. And Shyamavarna, Krishnavarna, you are having a difference. See, Shyamavarna comes with a little bit of what black bluish orientation, whereas the Krishnavarna comes with a dusky brown orientation. Okay, that's the difference between a Shamavarna as well as a Krishnavarna. But you need to focus on the Teja Mahabhuta there rather than going for a detailed logical understanding. That's again a PG part where you leave the commentaries where you'll understand what is Gaura and Shama. But again, it's not a cynosis. Neither a Shama is cynosis nor Krishna is cynosis. That both are physiology. They are not pathology again. If I want to say Anupadesha people, they are Gauravarna. Okay, those who have. If you go to the what is that? Jangala Desha priori, you'll get more of Krishna and Shamavarna people. So that's understanding you can make.
Yes, ma'am. So when it comes to PG entrance exams, the technical terms plays a very important role. Okay. Secondary with the meaning, what they are trying to bring in. Most of the time for PG entrance exams, what we focus mainly is on the technical terms. Okay. So the technical terms we should focus mainly, and wherever there's some strange technical terms will be there, you have to mark those things as important. Okay. Any some special terms mentioned by the Samhitas. Okay. So all those things we have to consider them as special, and we have to focus them. So, Dr. Anupama, can you conclude, please?
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for the insightful and enlightening session on essentials of Shareera Sthana. Your detailed explanation and approach towards Samhita have surely helped AIPGT aspirants for gaining deeper understanding of subject and confidence in their preparation. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to Pramati Ayurveda for organizing the series, creating a platform for students to learn from distinguished academicians and practitioners. A sincere thanks to all participants for active involvement throughout the session. With that, we conclude today's session. We look forward to see you all again in upcoming webinar and under the Samhita Chintana series. Till then, stay inspired, keep exploring the essence of Ayurveda. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity provided. All the best for all the participants.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.